Okay, here we are. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Check it out. I've been hearing a lot about this new brand, Black Zero. They're like a tool brand, and I wanted to test some of their stuff out. So I got the drill, I got the tool storage kit, and I got kind of the wrench hammer kit, screwdriver kit here. So I'm gonna unbox these today. We're gonna check them out, see how they perform. I got some work I'm doing right now. It's springtime and I'm putting up the camper back on the rooftop of my truck here. So we're looking to go camping pretty soon. And I wanted to see if something like these tools would help me do stuff like this. This is gonna be nuts and bolts kind of stuff. And also I've got some other projects I'm gonna be trying these out on. So anyway, let's just see how the Black Zero really works. If it's decent brand that actually can handle some stuff after all the work. We kind of put these through kind of a torture test here and a work test, and just kind of do a pros and cons and see how they did. Let's get started. Okay guys, so the first one we're gonna unbox is the drill. Now this is like a lithium ion drill here. So I have, like I was saying, never used this brand before. So it'd be kind of cool just to see if, you know, it's a decent for the price. I'll have all the pricing and stuff down in the description down below if you want to check out how much this stuff costs. And if you kind of like how they perform after this review, you can go ahead and check out that information. All right, so first time opening this up. Let's see, I'm probably going to be throwing away this cardboard box. Interesting. So just out of the box, it kind of looks like it's kind of neat, has pretty good quality. I mean, for a drill, you're usually not getting this kind of quality box. These are just kind of latches that flip over. So latches, a handle, and then it won't open until you hit this open button. Very cool. So a little bit of padding here. We'll just leave that in there. And check this out. So Black Zero instruction manual for the BZD01P drill. And then we have some more foam. Here's the drill. Wow, this is kind of cool, man. Kind of futuristic looking design. Look at that. So it's a little bit of a delayed response. It's got a nice little light in the front. There's our chuck there. Looks like it's gonna do what, 1/4 inch? So it's not gonna open up huge. For example, I have another drill I use. Look at that chuck. So this is a gigantic one. This one's gonna be for smaller around the house stuff, but check it out. It's kind of sleek, kind of looks neat here. Let's see if this battery removes. Just press the button, so cool. It's got a little lithium ion rechargeable pack. This is 16 volt, 1600 mAh or 25.6 watt hour. So just little cartridges like that. Trigger light as mentioned. And then this looks like our setting. Let's take off this little protective layer here. Wow, cool. This is really different. Is this touchscreen? Wow, that's pretty neat. You get a little tone, if you can hear that. You get a little beep, and then you have drill, screw, big screws, little screws, and tiny screws. So I guess that's just like the amount of torque and stuff, because I don't see really any like 1 through 18 or 1 through 13 clutch on here. So maybe that's the clutch kind of built in. This thing does not turn, even though it looks like it does. And then we have these 2 modes. There's a little button here. I'm assuming that's forward and reverse. Yeah, so white is reverse and green is forward. So let's see how this feels. If we have it on the small screw, interesting. It just kind of stops. The bigger screw, wow, that's way more torque. So it's just basically torque. Doesn't really have a clutch, it's just gonna die. Wow, that's crazy amount of torque. And then I assume the drill is gonna be the highest. Yeah, I can't even stop that. A, maybe auto? I don't know what that is. We have to read the instructions, but let's go ahead and check out what A means real quick. Click A to automatic mode and the light will be on. So kind of Chinglish here, not super understandable, but I guess A means auto mode. I probably won't be using that because, you know, how is it going to auto detect how much tension you need? So anyway, that's the drill. Actually way more strong than I thought it would be, especially on drill mode. That is a crazy amount of torque. So pretty awesome. And let's check out the case here. This is what it comes with. Really nice case. We have our USB-C to C cable here. This looks like it's probably going to be about 3 feet long. USB-C to C for charging. I'm not seeing a charge adapter unless it's up here. Nope. So you're gonna have to have like your phone adapter apparently with a USB-C input to charge it. So a little bit of a con there. Not everybody has that capability. So it would have been nice to see maybe an adapter for USB-A because usually everybody has a USB-A. So it would have been nice to see like a little adapter that would have the larger USB plug. So that's the first thing I'm seeing. Everything else looks pretty good. I mean, everything has a slot for it. We have all of our bits here, a huge amount of bits for, you know, flathead, star, Allen wrench, square, triangle, and even like Y. Wow, that's amazing. And then we have like our screw heads, anywhere from 732 all the way up to 1/2 inch. And then we have 2 of these guys. Okay, so 2 of these for our attachments, and then that's pretty cool, like a sheetrock screw here. That's a kind of an interesting adapter. So we also have the same kind of adapter here, but this is kind of an interlocking one. Looks magnetic as well, and that's pretty cool. Like a universal screw bit to make holes. Largest 1/2 inch all the way down. I can't even read that, but you can see how big that is. That's weird. It looks like somebody already used it in sheetrock. Wait a minute. Maybe that's how they test if it's sharp. I don't know. It has a little bit of white stuff on the end. That's kind of interesting. And then we have all of our drill bits. Oh, cool. I was wondering if this would actually come out. So this flips up. And then we have the tiniest, gosh, what is that? 5/64ths all the way up to 5/16ths right here. And it has that nice starting spike there for starting holes, nice and centered. So pretty cool so far. That's interesting. A whole nother bit setup. So these are the longer ones on the bottom side here, and these are the shorter ones. So we have those 2 options. It looks like all kind of the same thing, just longer and shorter. And these 2 guys, that's curious. These are going to be like magnetic, and that's pretty cool. So if you don't want to lose your screws, you got little magnets here, 2 of them for our Phillips head, probably for drilling into sheetrock and drilling sheetrock panels up, where you have a magnetic holding. You can hold it up like this, and it will hold your screw on, or kind of anything you're doing with screwing. That's kind of cool. 2 magnetic screw bits. Anyway, that takes care of the drill and the drill bit set. I'm gonna go ahead and put this on a charger and start charging this up so we have a full charge for using it. Let's bust into something else. And guys, I'm just plugging it into my phone charger, a high-speed charger, and that's kind of cool. It has like a glowing light around the rim. It's also showing on the bottom the dots going up. So kind of like a neat pulsing situation there. Let that charge up. Okay guys, so that is the drill. I like how it has the 2 side latches and the latch in the front. Nice carrying case. That is actually really nice. So we'll put that on the side. Nice black 0 drill. And we will continue on. Next up is going to be the wrench and hammer set. Let's get this opened up here. So kind of unique, you know, they're going with this kind of unique brand name, Black 0, and everything's kind of black, and the box is black, and the tools seem to be black as well. So kind of interesting, you know, different. And that's probably why they did that, to be like different, you know, how everybody has their color. Okay, interesting. So same kind of case. That's cool. I kind of like that. The same exact case, and then of course we have the insignias on here for hammer, screwdriver, wrench set. Because otherwise, how are you going to tell, right? On this one, it has a little drill there. I didn't even notice that till now. Let's open this guy up for the first time. Remember, won't open. Nice handle until you push the open button. Designed for ultimate creativity. Interesting. Okay, here we are. Interesting. Wow. Man, these things seem to be pretty well made too. It's like the rubber's not slipping off or anything. Anyway, here are some pliers. These look like crimping slash partially needle nose type of pliers. And look at that. It's just really, it's kind of like a hard rubber. And then this portion here is a little softer, this gray portion. It feels really good in the hand. So I'm liking that, little spring pliers. We've got an adjustable open end wrench. Nothing super special, but it goes from all the way up to 1 3/4, 1/2 inch. Yeah, so all the way up to 1 inch, I guess. And same thing. I cannot pull this thing off, and it's just a nice hard black material with their insignia black 0 on it. And the end is just a little bit softer than this material. Maybe not so much. Yeah, just slightly. So there you go. Open end, adjustable open end wrench. Always great to have those around. Tape measure. I didn't even think it was going to come with this. That's really cool. Nice soft touch. The gray is always softer than the black. 3 meters, 16 millimeter it has on the side. And there's our kind of our push button. Let's pull it out. Cool. Auto locking function works really well. And look at that. Just like a different design. They're just trying to be way different. So let's see how far this thing can go out. Yeah, so you're not going to hold it up any more than like, what was that, 5 feet about before it kind of bends down. But the spring feels great. The auto locking mechanism is working really well. A lot of like the tapes I've bought in the past, like Stanley's or whatever, their auto lock does not really work that good, but this thing feels like it's like really solid auto lock. See that? All right, that's the third thing. Now let's check out the hammer. A cool, unique look. Wow, this is cool. This feels like a softer rubber here. And then the gray on this one is actually harder. So this is hard and this part is soft for the hammer. So you're not going to be doing any crazy stuff with this. This is a pretty small hammer. Oh, nice. It does have a magnetic top here though. Got a little notch right there. If you're trying to set a screw or nail, it's got a little notch. So that's pretty cool. Looks like the front actually might be magnetic. Let's try this out. Oh, just the top part is magnetic. So the top of it, that little magnet in there, that is a magnet. It's just holding on to my little socket here. The front doesn't seem to be magnetic, but yeah, cool little hammer. I mean, it'll do the job, but it's a mini, that's for sure. And a utility knife. Awesome. Man, I use these things so much on my channel for unboxing things and all that stuff. And this thing looks like a pretty good one. That's all the way maxed out. So you're getting like a 4-inch blade, and then you can, you know, it's got the little notches in here so you can crack them off as they get dull. So good looking little utility knife. This is all really hard plastic, no soft plastic here. Seems to work well though. And then we have a little screwdriver set with a little screwdriver and a larger screwdriver. And this is that same kind of rubbery material that was on the hammer. So semi-hard and soft, semi-hard, hard, very soft, rubbery, hard on here. And then this is soft and hard on the gray. And this is that same soft and hard on the gray material as well. And then we have our little bits here. So great. So they interchangeable with both screwdrivers. This one's just a little bit longer. Awesome. So we're going to be cranking on these a little bit to test them out in just a second. I just want to finish this unboxing so you guys can see what they all come with. This is kind of cool. Nice rubbery stand for all of these bits here. Feels good. And that's really it. These all just snap back in. Let's see how fast we can put all this stuff back in. You see these little clips, little retention clips for everything. Let's see how those will hold everything in if we like kind of turn it on the side or turn it over. Let's see. Everything going to be held in. Oh, nice. That's always nice to have. Look at that. Shake. Oh, there goes the wrench. But hey, you know, that's better than nothing. Better than it like tipping over a bit and them all falling out. So awesome, guys. There's all the tools in this case. So honestly, this stuff is looking a little better than I thought it would. I kind of had my own opinion slightly before opening this. And this is kind of surpassing my expectations so far. Third case and final case. Let's see what this is. It says on the side that this is a tool storage box. So I don't really know what to expect with this. I have no idea what to expect. Tool storage box? What does that even mean? There's something in there. You can hear stuff rattling around. You hear that? Oh, screws and stuff? Nice. That's gotta be what this is. Yeah, guys, let's check this out. Yep, so it's just a compartment box, and look at all this stuff we're getting. Wow, so pretty much everything you need for like minor electrical picture hanging work around the house That's kind of interesting. What the heck? Look at these screws. Allen screws. I'm not sure what you would really use these for, but anyway, look at all those. There's a bunch of long, pretty thick screws. And, oh, okay, maybe for furniture fixing. These are kind of like those furniture locking nuts you put on the end of those. These are like the sheetrock screws, where you put these in, sheetrock retaining clips. So you would screw these in, and then you can screw the screws, which are right underneath them, into those to hang stuff. That's awesome. What else we got here? Okay, like mini screws. These look like about a 1/2 inch. These are like sheetrock type of screws. That looks like 1.5 inches. Wow, so a bunch of screws in here. 1 inch. And then these ones look like they're about 1.5 inches as well. So that's quite a bit of little sheetrock screws. Awesome. And then a bunch of picture hanging items here. You know, the little nails with the little hangers. We got really thick ones here, medium ones, and really tiny ones for small pictures. Awesome. Stuff in the back here, black zip ties. Look like they're the same exact size, but we got 2 bags of them, just the small ones for cable management and stuff. This is interesting. Look at this. This is shrink tubing, heat shrink tubing. So we have everything from very large, medium, smaller, smallest, and there's another kind of like a medium large. So very interesting why they put heat shrink tubing in here. You'd want to do this for like electrical stuff usually, but you can use heat shrink for other stuff as well. Then here's a lot of electrical little components here. Red clips, blue, and the really big ones, yellow. Actually all different sizes in here. All different sizes on all of them. They're just for like higher amperages and thicker. So this would be the thinnest metal here in the red. This is medium, and then these ones are really thick. So it's going to be your highest draw. And on the left here, we just have more screw anchor sets. These are small ones. These are medium ones with the screws underneath them for sheetrock installation on stuff as well. And then these ones are a little larger. These are the green ones with screws. So that's pretty cool, man. For those of you that don't have, you know, maybe you're moving and you're in a new house and you want to try a new kind of tool set or whatever. You just want to try this thing out and you need some tools or you need some odds and ends like what's in this box. This may be something you want to try out. And we're going to try out most of this stuff in this video. This thing, I mean, it looks like this is going to be required. Looks like there might be too much space if you don't put this foam thing in. So it looks like that is a little bit of a con there where you have to put this foam thing in for everything to seat in there. Otherwise, if you have like loose screws, they might come out and go in other compartments. So kind of neat, all the same type of boxes, just different in the inside. And then you have that insignia there. So guys, I'm gonna finish charging up that drill and we're gonna put it through some tests. I gotta bolt this rooftop tent down on my truck. Since it's springtime, we're gonna go camping a bunch. And I wanna try that drill with those bits and sockets. The one thing about the drill is there wasn't really any larger sockets, but that's okay because I have my own. Actually, this one might work. Yeah, so at least I was using this. This is the socket I need, 1/2 inch with my other drill. So we're gonna try the one they give in the box with their drill and see if I can get my rooftop tent on with this. Then we'll try some other stuff when that battery charges. Okay guys, drill is completely charged up. That took about 45 minutes from that one dot it was on when I put it on the charger. Basically just everything stays lit up and even the ring stays lit up when it is fully charged. So we're gonna test this out now. I just noticed something guys, these boxes are fully stackable and this groove in here is how they stay together. If you're like a super organizer kind of person, I mean look at that, they just kind of lock into their groove. You have 3 different tool sets that is kind of like the size of one, and I think that's kind of neat how if you want to keep things organized, they just all slide together and they look really nice and neat. Okay, as I was saying, first order of business is tightening down these bolts that are holding the rooftop tent brackets on. So let's see how easy this is. I want to put it in reverse. I just want to open this chuck up. Let's put our 1/2 inch in here. I keep wanting to push like a side thing, how normal drills have, but this one, remember, you just push this to go forward and reverse. And yeah, so this one does that little corner notching thing. So it looks like you are gonna have to loosen it and twist it a little bit to get on the flat surfaces. All right, there we go. I'm just gonna crank it down. So I'm gonna start off in the small screw, which is the least amount of power, and just see how much torque we can put on these bolts here. Okay, so no ratcheting effect, nothing. Basically, it just dies. So I'm gonna put it back up to medium. See how much further we can screw in this bolt. Okay, it just died there, but I'm not all the way in. I don't feel like it's fully tight. So we're gonna press the highest level screw before drill. I would imagine drill doesn't really have any dying clutch, I guess you would say, but I want these to be tight because this is a heavy top 10. Yeah, that feels like that's doing it. So let's just start off on the highest level on this side. I want to see what happens if I put it on auto. Just try to torque it down. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, so that's kind of what I thought, is auto is definitely not as powerful as the top. I really don't know what that's doing exactly, but those feel nice and tight as I really need them. The spring washer is crushed all the way down and it sucked this bracket all the way. So that's good enough for me. Looks pretty good so far. So I've just got 1, 2, 3, 4 more bolts. I got to screw in that side. So let's see how it does. I'm going to go ahead and just try it on drill. I know I shouldn't be doing this, but let's just see if it has enough torque to do something. It's still kind of shutting off. So actually it kind of felt like the large screw had more torque than the drill. So I'm not sure, probably just higher speed. Let's test that real fast. So large screw speed, now drill speed. Yeah, so that's all that is. It's a higher speed for drill. And then what might be happening with auto is it's sensing if it's like torquing, and then it has a slower speed. But with a drill, you know how the drill is like spinning on the surface? So it's probably sensing the drill, and once it starts torquing down, it slows down or speeds up. I'm not too sure. But I think that has to do with a sensor in there. So for something like these bolts, guys, where it's really important that these are kind of structurally sound, I'm just taking my ratchet and I just want to feel how tight that actually made it. And yeah, I mean, I could do another half revolution crank maybe, but that actually made these really tight. I wouldn't really want to go much more at all and torque these down in fear of actually breaking the bolts. So I'm really satisfied with the torque that drill gives on its maximum torque. Okay guys, so reasonably impressed so far with the torque. And also, I don't think I mentioned, but this is a brushless motor drill as well. So no wear and tear like you would with the old brushed motors, and this is lithium ion. So we're getting kind of the top premium quality right here in a nice compact little drill. So far it just kind of feels like high tech, but good quality. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the kind of a modernized look. So just off the bat, after what I've been doing with it so far, it just seems like it might be something great for regular household kind of stuff. It's brushless, it's lithium ion, it's got a lot of power, cool adjustments here, and you get a lot with these kits. So probably anything you could do around the house aside from, you know, drilling into concrete or, you know, super thick metal maybe. We're going to try some wood right now, but I could see how this thing might be kind of a one-stop shop for just around the house, and it seems to be pretty good quality so far. I don't want to speak too soon, but it really does seem pretty good. All right, let's try this hole drilling bit here. And I just have like a little 2x4 on some plywood. So let's just drill down into this, see how it goes. So I'm switching to the drill function right here. It was on the screw. I'm just gonna go ahead and go on the drill. See how it has a higher speed? Right. Well, that seems to be working just fine for what it can do. I don't want to go too far through that. Maybe I'll try to get all the way through on that. Well, I went all the way down to the chuck, so that's as far as I want to go on that. And there's actually our hole. I'll hold up to the light there. We actually got through. And that's probably the most you want to do with this drill, because that kind of torqued it out. It didn't stop it, but I could hear it kind of bogging there. So, you know, that's probably the highest torque you want to put on it, aside from what I was doing on the truck there. Let's try some other stuff. I want to try some of the screwing going. Man, that got really hot. Oh my gosh. So note to self, I probably don't want to put this back in the plastic because it's so dang hot right now. Go ahead and let that cool off for a bit. In the meantime, let's try maybe some pilot holes for some smaller screws. All right, nice and easy and fast to load. Let's try auto here. Yeah, auto just seems like it's sensing the torque and it either speeds up or slows down as you go through the material. So far, so good. They do seem like high quality hardened steel bits and you know, sockets and stuff, so I'm not too worried about those breaking. Let's try a few of these screws that come in this kit. Maybe just a couple of these ones. I would imagine these aren't the highest quality screws, but they look fine. These ones look like they might be steel. I know there's some aluminum ones in there as well. Yeah, so these screws are definitely in fact steel. See how they just kind of hang on to the magnetic bit there? Cool. So that will help you out if you're doing something where you need to hold the screw on the bit. That's actually really nice. Okay, I'm gonna leave it in auto and see if it kind of knows what to do here. Yeah, that's great, man. Might as well just leave it in auto for anything that's normal use, because it just senses the torque on it and it either gives it more power or a faster speed. So that's pretty cool. Let's try to take this screw out. Yeah, no problem, man. Makes quick work of that. We'll just try a few more. See how our battery's doing after a little bit of work here. Oh, that's pretty cool. It does shut off like right when it feels tension after you've been screwing. It shuts off so it doesn't like strip the screw. And let's try a non-piloted hole here. Nice. Ah, that's a pretty cool smart feature though. Instead of having a slipping clutch, like a slipper clutch, normal drills go bam, right? When you twist it to the certain clutch setting, what it's doing, it senses that it has the ability to drive a screw through, and then when it feels that jolt of a stop, it just stops. So it gets your screw in perfect every time. That's pretty cool. So let's reverse these bad boys out. Oh, that one just broke that screw. That's weird. I didn't feel like it was that much torque. Huh, that's kind of strange. These ones seem fine. Oh, that one also broke the head. So maybe not the highest quality steel in these screws, because I really wasn't cranking them down that hard, and this thing auto stops. So kind of interesting. Okay guys, well I think that's enough for me on the screw gun. Let's switch over to the other hand tools there. That kind of is a great test to show you're going to be able to put in, you know, lag bolts and stuff up to this size, the 1/2 inch. It looks like it's got no problem doing that. Usually for lag bolts, you want to pilot your holes, right? So, you know, stuff for like mounting a TV on the wall and stuff, they usually come with like lag bolt kits. And so this is going to do everything you need for that. So I'm very satisfied with the drill. Pretty awesome. I mean, form factor is great. It's got that futuristic look to it. Really high quality components, it seems. Brushless motor inside, the lithium ion. We haven't even gone down one dot yet there. The light is great. That auto feature is pretty neat. It's just touchscreen, remember, and all these things. And forward and reverse is just a button. So that's basically it. Charging seemed pretty fast, 45 minutes from almost dead, it seemed. So far, so good. I mean, I wouldn't get into any industrial stuff with this, but having something like this around the house, like I've been saying, just seems to work great. All right guys, I want to try just a little bit of a metal drill with this drill bit and the screw gun. They do say in the instructions that it can drill through metal. So we're going to try this real quick. Just have it on the drill setting here. And I believe this was about 1/8 of an inch thick piece of metal here. So rather thick kind of angle iron here that I'm not sure if it's going to do it, but let's just give it a try. Getting there. Should probably be putting some oil on it, but I'm just taking breaks. Yeah, it's going. Almost there. Wow. Great. Well, we know that these bits can drill through steel. That drilled all the way through, and that's great. Awesome. And the drill didn't seem to have a problem whatsoever with that. All right, let's go ahead and get into the hand tool box and maybe drive some nails with the hammer. I did want to test out this little magnet on top and just see how useful that was. You could actually use this to maybe tighten down the bolts a little, put some tension on it on the truck and see if it actually breaks or anything. I don't know. I know I have pretty much tightened these down pretty good already with that ratchet. Just about a half a turn, but you know, just to test it out, might as well since it's in the box. Get that nice and tight, and let's give that a crank. Yeah, I mean, it seems to be doing what a normal open-end wrench would do, so yeah. So it seems good enough. I mean, I'm not sure how much strength that metal is going to be able to handle on the wrench, but it feels like it is not going to break with as much torque as I can put on it. You know, it does feel like it's machined metal. Let's go ahead and take our screwdrivers here and try some screw in. So I'm just going to try the screws that they gave us in that other kit. Make sure you get the end that fits snugly into the screw. And let's just give it a try here. Yeah, I mean, it's a screwdriver. Let's get in a unpiloted hole so that we can really put some torque on it. Whoops, that bit just fell out. It is magnetic in there, but it did fall out when I just kind of pulled it off the screw. You can see that kind of suck in. So at least it's magnetic and stuff's not just gonna fly out. All right, let's try an unpiloted portion and see how much torque we can put on this screwdriver and see if it breaks or anything or bends. Yeah, so that's maximum tension right now, going straight through the wood. And you know, I'm not seeing any problem with that. Oh, except for that. Maybe a little bit of more of a stronger magnet would have been nice. That thing seems to fall out a lot when you're taking it off of the screw head, but it seems to be working great. Let's try the same thing with that little stubby it comes with. And we'll screw in a little bit, and then we will take it out. Yeah, so wouldn't have guessed any different. I mean, it's working fine. All right, guys, let's try these pliers. Maybe a little bit of stripping and crimping with these guys. So say we want to strip. It looks like there's a hole in here that's for a really small gauge, but I have maybe I want to say 16 gauge here, maybe even 12. Well, let's just try this out. See if we can easily strip it. Wow, that seems sharp though. Yeah, that stripped it no problem. And let's try to crimp on one of these connectors here. I have a feeling it's going to be this blue one. Yeah. Well, yellow's too big, the red's too small, so I think blue is going to be our guy here. We'll just do a really small one. Remember how they have all different sizes. So we'll just slide that all the way up. A little bit long, but that's okay. We're just trying to test it out. And let's crimp. So looks like we got 2 of the same crimping holes. Then we have that one that has a tab at the back and an open half moon on the front. So let's try that one. Yeah, that's definitely doing it. I mean, I kind of did it a little sideways, but did a few times. Okay, so say we want to cut our wire off. Let's see how sharp these are. Fine, perfect. No problem there. Let's go ahead and redo that crimp of a connector. They are nice and sharp edges in there. So let's do that one more time. Maybe spend a little bit more time on it. We'll use the larger circle this time. And put that all the way in. So let's see. So, I mean, it has a little tab on it. I'm not sure which way to go. I'm just going to go just see what works best here. Let's go right about here. Yeah, nothing's not coming off. So we have a good crimp there. Yanking on it, not pulling off. So, you know, a little long on the wire coming out there, but does what it says it's supposed to do, and it seems fine to me. Could always go a little harder on that crimp. Feels good to me, so pliers work good. All we need to try is the hammer and our utility knife. All right, so for the knife, I'm always having loads and loads. As a reviewer of stuff, I have loads and loads of cardboard. I'm always getting rid of, cutting apart, opening boxes. So let's open these solar panels up really quick and see how this thing can cut the box. Especially, I mean, imagine if this box was gigantic. I also do e-bikes and stuff, so I have a bunch of gigantic boxes that I need to cut into. So let's pretend this is a gigantic box. Yeah, that's sharp. Wow, that's real sharp. Yep. That'll do. Okay. Satisfied with that utility knife. Let's try the hammer. Guys, this is kind of funny. For the life of me, I couldn't find any nails. Who uses nails nowadays, right? I'm just using screws for everything, but just grab the big old honkin' picture hanger that came with the storage box Black Zero kit, and let's just kind of makeshift pound this into some wood. These are mainly made for like sheetrock, but let's just see. Let's pound it in. I did want to just test out this little magnet on top. So it is a magnet and it does hold nails. And then it has that little nail setting technique where it holds it in and magnets it down. So if you need to use that, it has 2 different notches for 2 different lengths if you want to do that. And let's just pound this in, see if this thing falls apart or if it holds up. Yep, you know, I'm digging the finish a bit, but that's what happens with a hammer. So just like a little finish hammer around the house, little thing for stuff like that. Seems as though it is going to work fine. Let's pull this bad boy out here real quick. There we go. Yeah, working as I thought it would, so fine. You can see how it does have epoxy in there, so it looks like this is going to be durable, never going to come apart. As long as you're not like pounding metal or concrete with it extensively, it seems like it'll last a very long time. I do like the grip. It's a nice, soft, rubbery grip, so it does feel really good. All the tools, they have these little notches too, in case you want to hang on a belt loop or something, or a rope loop, something that you have around the house. So it looks like they thought of pretty much everything. But with that, guys, I think we're going to close out this review. Let's kind of do a pros and cons. So our storage box. Great little box, you know, if you don't have a lot of screws, you need picture hanging ability, a little bit of electric work, and some cable management. A great box to have. It seems like it does the job well. I just don't really like this foam you have to put in the top here just in case to get things tight in there. These boxes, they're all the same type of latching mechanism where you just go up, down and in, and then of course that is the last thing. Handles are great. I love how these boxes all kind of link together in the groove on top. That's awesome. Let's just see how quick it is to put all this stuff away. I love these little clips in the boxes to hold all of your items down so they're not really rattling around. Manual tool set, good enough. It worked as advertised. I'm not seeing any problems with it. You know, basic stuff that's gonna do the job here, so no issues there. Let's go ahead and close this bad boy up. Remember, same kind of box. Same kind of latching mechanisms. If there was one kind of weird thing about the box, it might be these latching mechanisms here. They're just kind of like not really super smooth, but they do the job. You just gotta spend a little bit more attention to the detail. And the last thing, as the pros and cons, guys, is the drill. The electric, cordless, lithium ion, brushless. Works great. I think I went through this whole thing already with you. Charges fast, not gonna do any industrial stuff, but it is pretty powerful for the size it is. I haven't even knocked down one battery level on it for all the stuff we've been doing today. So as far as the longevity, I mean, that's up in the air, right? This is just a quick test of everything, but it seems like it's using pretty good parts. You know, if they're putting a touch screen in here, they're paying attention to detail, and it seems to me like the quality is there, especially in this cordless drill. I'd have no doubt, as long as you don't leave the lithium ion batteries completely dead for a long time, I have no doubt that this thing is gonna last you probably as long as you own your house. I don't know, but no problems whatsoever so far. The only con with this thing, again, was I wish they would have given you like one of those USB-A to C adapters, because a lot of people don't have that capability. But then again, maybe it can't charge with that lower voltage. So that's why they didn't give you, I'm not sure, but that would be my only con about this. Bits, sockets, everything worked great. Seems like it's good hardened steel. The drill bits as well, all good here. So I'm not seeing any issues as long as you don't like really abuse it too much, you know, and try to do like concrete and stuff like that. It should be fine. Anyway, guys, hope you liked the review for the Black Zero Trio kit. That was really fun, and I hope you got some information out of it. I would definitely recommend this for somebody that was just looking for an affordable, especially this screw gun with its smart features and its high quality features. Doesn't look like you can go wrong with this. If you just wanted something compact for around the house, might even be great for a gift. So this would be something that I would possibly think about getting as a gift for somebody you know that, you know, maybe just moved into a new house or doesn't have around the house screw gun or other kits, other tools. This would be great for somebody that has needs for that. Don't forget, you can get the Black Zero products down in the description down below. Always have those links down there. I think they're gonna give me a discount code. If you are interested in this, go ahead and check out that discount code. I'll have it below the video in the description. You might have to click more to expand that, and you can go to their website and use my discount code for a percentage off if you like what you see here. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed that. I had a lot of fun with you. Lots more to come. I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.